Hello and welcome to G3's Let's Play series. Under the spotlight today is Smash4Cash, a new mechanic developed by Gaming Corps, and joining me today is Head of Games Connor Blinman. Connor, thank you very much for coming on. Can you just kind of walk us through, take us straight into it, what is Smash4Cash?
Yeah, so Smash4Cash is our brand new product line in the arcade genre of iGaming online products. Smash4Cash is a entirely new way to play a gambling product. It's quite like a slot game in some senses. It's quite like a more modern arcade product in some senses, but with both we've combined to create a product that is entirely unique and brand new to the online space.
And this game that we're looking at right now is Piggy Smash.
Yeah, that's correct. So this game is Piggy Smash, and really we wanted to create a game first and foremost that tied into a lot of nostalgic sort of theme, and a game that players would be able to resonate with. And that is exactly what we wanted to create with our first Smash4Cash title on the market. But then later we've created other products as well. But Piggy Smash in its own right is something which we created internally due to that nostalgic kind of theme.
It's a beautiful looking game. How does it exactly work? So I can see that you've got 4 balls on either side. I can see that the hammer's coming down and trying to smash it, and then when it smashes, you get cash. Is it as simple as that, or is there kind of a bit more to it that I'm not quite seeing on these first few seconds?
Yeah, no, that's exactly all there is to it, essentially. So the aim of the game is to smash these piggy banks in the middle of the screen. And as you see, there's 2 kind of slides containing 4 balls each, where the piggy banks will slide down into the center of the screen and the player will have an opportunity to smash it. Each wager will attempt to smash that piggy bank, and with each wager that piggy bank can smash open or it might not smash open. If the piggy bank does smash open, it will reveal a prize. So depending on the color of the piggy bank, there are different ranges of prizes available to the player. So the black piggy bank is like the lowest value, but there's all the way up to like the golds and like the rainbow color piggy bank of where the big prizes can be obtained. So with each smash, the player has an opportunity to actually open up the piggy bank, and that might reveal the prize. And if they don't reveal a prize, they could also reveal a feature. So there's different features in the game, which adds a bit more complexity to the game. So whilst it is very simplistic on the surface, it is also quite complex once you start to play for multiple game rounds. As you saw there on the video, there is an opportunity to get the multiplier feature, which will multiply the next piggy bank reveal. There's a chance to get a Rampage feature, which is essentially like your free spins feature, and that will guarantee smash multiple piggy banks in a row. And then you also get the multiplier Rampage feature, which will guarantee multiple smashes in a row, but then also multiply that reward to the player. So all these sorts of features will add some sort of depth to the gameplay experience, make it kind of a bit more like a slot game in that sense, rather than your maybe traditional arcade products like a Crash or a Mines product. This game has a bit more depth to it, a bit more replay value, I'd say.
And is that where you'd see the game being positioned on operator lobbies underneath, like kind of with Crash and Mines? Because obviously it's not a slot, it's an arcade product. Whereabouts would you position it?
Yeah, so it's such a good question, because I think that's something that we have lots of conversations with different casinos about, like where do you position it on the page. Of course, it's more of an arcade instant win style of product than a slot product, so it would definitely deserve its own category in its own right. But the whole idea with us creating the Smash4Cash genre is kind of that it sits under its own header. It's an entirely different way of playing. It's not like anything else that we've seen on the online market space. So for us, it does fit into the arcade for the time being, but also as we start to expand on the portfolio, it's something that we'd quite like to see in its own category, and giving players the opportunity to actually look for their own Smash4Cash products. So our second line of product we wanted to go into was Rampage, and Rampage is essentially our minimalistic, very simplistic alternative to Piggy Smash. It targets an entirely different player base, but it is the same mechanics at the end of the day. So with this game, we really wanted to target the crypto sort of casinos and sort of player base with this game. So you see Crash and Mine games, they are very simplistic in the way they look, whereas Piggy Smash was a very AAA title, so to say. This is a very much minimalistic version of the game, and it also allows casinos to add their own branding to the game as well. So that was something that we wanted to incorporate onto Rampage, and that's something which, it gives it a bit of a USP compared to Piggy Smash.
It's immediately noticeable. It's very, as you say, it's very simplistic, and I'd probably say that kind of closest to video games, it's got that kind of Fall Guys kind of look to it. If you know the game that I'm referencing, it's very kind of cartoony and simplified, and it's just simple circles going down. Does it smash or does it not? It doesn't have that kind of slotty kind of feel to it that the previous game did.
Yeah, exactly. So with Piggy Smash, with Piggy Smash being the first Smash4Cash product in the lineup, we wanted that game to really appeal to the traditional gambler who is familiar with a piggy bank sort of theme. Whereas with the actual game mechanic, I think it's kind of suited a bit more to the crypto player, the player who's looking for that fast reward, very simplistic, minimalistic sort of gameplay. And that's why we wanted Rampage to be our follow-up game. Again, it targets a different sort of player, a player who might not be wanting such fancy animations or graphics. They just want to see the wins at the end of the day, and that's kind of what Rampage does. And really, it's given the game a new lease of life because it's not got the same player base as Piggy Smash. So both games can perform in their own right, and that's exactly what they do. So, yeah.
And they both had the same kind of features. I saw that the kind of the hammer coming down there, and it turned golden and had an M on it. So whereas the previous one, it had a lightning bolt and it was a bit more jazzy. This one just kind of turned to an M symbol.
So exactly. So that was the multiplier feature. So both games have the multiplier feature, and they're both kind of different in the way that they present them. But then also they both have that Rampage with the lightning bolt feature, which gives the player the free spins essentially. So whilst both of them have the exact same feature set, again, it's just targeting the different target markets that both types of themes allow for, which gives it, again, its own USP. So Rampage in itself, for me, is a game where I feel like players can come back to over and over and over again. You won't necessarily get bored of it because these are kind of like the simplistic, minimalistic sort of themes and games that we're seeing in the arcade space, more so than traditional themes like piggy banks or Egypt or Greek gods or anything like that. Like these sorts of games get a lot of replay value in the arcade space for whatever reason, but because those crypto players are just used to that sort of minimalistic style and feel of the games. And then Rampage in itself, but again, we had that opportunity to partner with different casinos so that they can have their own branding on the game. So the background's nice and simplistic, so it allows them to put their branding on it. The floor, very similar. The hammer is very much more of a 2D cartoon, simplistic style, so casinos can put their branding on it. And again, we're trying to bring that harmony between introducing players to a new mechanic and then also wanting them to trust the game right from the get-go. So having the casino brands on it allows the players to have an immediate trust and affinity to the slot.
And this is kind of more along the lines of Piggy Smash and a bit more AAA, as you'd say.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah. So this one, what you're seeing at the moment is definitely a current work in progress, but what we wanted to do is create another kind of AAA product in the same vein as Piggy Smash, but kind of target a more serious sort of theme. Whilst Piggy Smash, I think you could say, is a bit of a casual theme, this one's a bit more hardcore serious, with it being the gems, with it being like this kind of like golem totem sort of thing, and that sort of theme allows again for us to target a different player. So with all three games here, we're kind of trying to target these different type of demographics so that we appeal to a very wide range for our first set of Smash4Cash games.
And final question from me, kind of how have the Smash4Cash mechanics been proven so far with operators, and what are your expectations for the future? Do you see a whole kind of line of them going 10, 12, beyond number of titles? So
definitely we've seen incredible numbers from these Smash4Cash products at the moment. That the average rounds per player is extremely high compared to a slot game from what we're seeing. Players seem to keep coming back. They keep trying to smash these balls over and over again. So that sort of gameplay feedback loop is really quite positive for the player that we're seeing. And these features in themselves are really quite, they have a lot of replay value. So over and over again, you can replay it, and it's kind of different with the different balls coming down, the different times you get the Rampage features. That those are very different with every single time you play the game, and that adds for a very unique experience. So for the future, we're going to continue to create these Smash4Cash products every other month or every third month or something like that to kind of go alongside our slot portfolio. Gems Rampage being our third game, we've got another one lined up in the roadmap already, and that sort of thing will just continue naturally. Kind of as players want the new games, we'll start releasing new games. When we start to grow, when players might start to grow bored of this sort of feature set, we'll change the feature set, but at the end of the day, the same theme will continue.
Excellent, Connor. Thank you very much for showing us, and particularly for that Gems Rampage at the end. I think that will be a great title.
Thank you very much for having me.